Well, guys, we got snow, like 4 to 6 inches, but there was something I promised you guys when it snowed I was gonna do. So by God, we're gonna do it. If you guys recall, I drug in something fairly interesting, a snowmobile, I don't remember, June, May, I don't know, something like that. And so we're gonna get it down and put it in the shop. Tomorrow morning it's supposed to be like negative 13 degrees. So my want to do anything outside tomorrow morning will be very low. And we might as well work in the shop and get this thing running. Now, I texted the guy I got it from. We're gonna try to find out when the last time it ran was. But first thing we gotta do, because we gotta get it down off the top shelf in the barn, is start up the bi-die. As you can see, I got all my combine stuffed in here. A while back. Got the Massey in the back, R65, N6, great grandpa's pickup, all my viscosity oil stock. But yeah, we got to get that sucker there fired up and back this pickup out too. And it's like 20 something degrees out. This should start fairly okay today. Grab about the longest pallet I can find, and we'll go get this snowmobile down off the top deck. I'll show you what it is when we get over there. It's gonna be a little bit of work to get it down. A little. Well, hello there, Mr. 1206, and I hope you're kind of staying warm there. 1468 and 666 and 660 and the old Dodge grain truck. But what we're after is over here on the other side of 1206. Gotta get skinny. And it's not the 300 Massey or the 1456 Gold Demo or my 706 pulling tractor. It's up above us. Massey Ferguson Ski Whiz. Now, if you remember, I got this thing out of Dorchester, Nebraska. A one owner Massey Ferguson Ski Whiz 500 SST. And there's a 440 Storm back there too. Not too worried about that guy today. Mostly worried about this. And so, as you can tell, we got a little elevation here, but we should be able to slide the front end of the sled over on that pallet, strap it down, and get it in the shop where I can hopefully work on this thing in warmer temperatures tomorrow morning. So you guys just hang out for a minute. I'll be back once it's on that pallet, because I just have a phone today and not a GoPro. Wasn't really thinking ahead on this deal. Well, we made it down unscathed. No drama to speak of. We're gonna drive this thing over to the shop, set it in there, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, you'll have to excuse the mess. I've been really working on a lot of different stuff in here. There's a 1206 torn apart, been working on a 110. It's just been busy, but yeah, what we got, Massey Ferguson Ski Whiz S500 SST. The 500 was the top of the Massey snowmobile line in its era, so pretty cool. It's just a bogey type suspension, just those bogey wheels, nothing wild. This one has like no options on the gate as far as gauges go. Some of them have speedometers and tachometers. This one's got nothing. Got a cool tag here from Boston Cycle in Crete. You have to excuse me coughing, guys. But I honestly don't quite remember what year this thing is. Manual's down in there with some spark plugs, you know, usual mouse nest. Really nice straight machine. I think there's another cubby, yeah, right here. There's a fuel filter in it. The tank on these is clear in the back, so that definitely adds a level of complexity because you got to get fuel from there to there. So you have to really hope your pump works on these things. I am missing a headlight there, but like it just got broke out. And I think, if I remember correctly, yeah, one of these skis is bent. I think it's that one that's bent up. But yeah, it's a 2-cylinder J-Lo Rockwell 440cc 2-stroke motor. Nothing too wild there. I don't recall if this one has an electric starter or not. It's got a cute little fuel primer bulb that's rock hard right there. So we're gonna end up putting all new fuel lines on this thing, I would say. Yeah, rope, start. I know it's loose, but I haven't really spun it over much. So I'd like to soak those cylinders before we get too wild with it. No electric start on this one. So I'm gonna do it the old fashioned way with me coughing and wheezing the whole way through. So funny little muffler. I don't know, kind of a cool rig. We're gonna try to do our best to make it run. I'm gonna have to look up the serial number again to tell you exactly what year, come on, focus, it is, because I do not remember at all. But it's 500 SST. But that's the plan. So tomorrow morning, take kids to daycare and get home. They didn't have daycare today. I got a little girl at home that I told when she woke up from her afternoon nap, we could go play in the snow. So I better get home and do that and play in the snow, because, yeah. But we'll get back to this tomorrow. Morning, guys. We're gonna head out this morning and work on that Massey Ferguson Ski Whiz snowmobile. I got demoted down to my absolute bottom feeder of a shit box. My $50 Ford Ranger. I went to pull my square body in my driveway last night and I had a tie rod dragging on the ground. So, winning. But yeah, this Ranger I have here, I wish I could show you the outside of it. It is absolutely covered in whiskey dents. The guy, yeah, the guy that had this before was bad dude. I bought this on an abandoned vehicle auction here in Almena, and Dad and I were 2 out of the 3 people that actually showed up that day. They sold like 6 vehicles. I really didn't care for anyone but this Ranger, and we only gave 50 bucks for this Ranger, and then I spent like $500 in tires and registration and having to fight with the city of Almena because they wouldn't issue me the right documents to get a title for it. It was a mess. But yeah, this is my $50 Ford Ranger. It's got a heater, it's 2-wheel drive, it's 4-cylinder. It doesn't have high gear, but it sure beats the hell out of a $30,000 side-by-side, and honestly gets around great. I got mud tires on the back of it. She gets around. But we're headed out to the farm, and we're gonna check heifers first, and then we will start working in the shop. Heifers are fine, but I thought I'd show you guys old whiskey dent here. As you can see, there is not a straight body panel. It went through one hell of a hailstorm in 2015. Same hailstorm that dented the hell out of my 89 first gen. That door's not straight. You can see he tried to straighten it there. Nothing straight here. More hail dents. Tailgate actually not bad. Got hail dents across the top though. More hail dents. Caved in there. Doors caved in. I don't think I did that one, but I might have hit a cow. More hail dents, more beat out body panels. Bumpers not straight at all, missing chunks of the grill. It's just your quality shitbox farm pickup, and it runs good. It's always run great. I actually bought it to turn into a trailer, and then well, it ran, and we've kind of been driving it ever since. It is my perfect calving season vehicle as long as it's not real muddy. And yeah, I have caught many a calf and tagged it out of the doors of this pickup. So there you go. We're gonna kick the heaters on. Well, we ought to just jump right into this thing. So flip the old motor up. I think first things first, we're gonna pull plugs here and see if we have spark. We probably don't, and when we don't, I'm gonna have to pull the flywheel off of this thing, which that could be a deal, and see about cleaning the points that are in here. It's got a little bit of mouse nestage down in here, so I'll probably have to do a little cleaning. That's one of the straps for holding the hood down. It's broken, but it looks like I could just get a short bungee cord and fix that pretty easily. But yeah, we need to vacuum out the inside of this thing here, it looks like, and then we'll probably end up having to pull this whole housing off the side of the motor and clean points, I would bet. And really, truthfully, I should probably pull, oh boy, I'm not sure I want to take that carburetor off. She's a diaphragmed up thing. This might not be a successful deal today, guys. I'm just warning you, because that's a complicated carburetor. Wow. I really don't like those little diaphragm style carbs. The throttle linkage is loose, but hope's not high at all. Drive belt doesn't look too bad, actually, so that's good. Who knows what the secondary and primary are like. Let's put some oil in that chain case there, and then probably have to see about all new fuel line from the tank on the very back end, right back there, to the front, because that's guaranteed to be junk too. So I guess pull spark plugs, see what we got. And those are out. They look fairly good. That one's got a little bit of rust on it, but that's not too bad. We're gonna find some penetrating oil. We'll spray down in the cylinders and spin it over a few times. And I might put my finger over it and see what compression's like. And should probably drop plugs in it to see if we have spark and I get lucky and don't have to pull a flywheel. But we'll just have to wait and see. Would you shut the hell up, Blue? Annoying ass cat. He's a pain. Well, we'll give her some of the old squirt down in the cylinders here before we pull on it. Shut up, Blue. All right. Oh, okay. Not too bad. Good deal. All right, let's see what we got for compression on. Oh yeah. Number one's got good compression. Number two, excellent compression. Okay. Now, spark time. I don't have high hopes on this, but the guy can dream. Right? All right. Oh, wow. We got spark on one. Now let's check two. We got spark on two. That just saved me a hell of a lot of work. Hell of a lot of work. Woo! Okay, that is great, because I really didn't want to have to pull the cover off of that motor at all. I think next step here, I'm going to shut you guys down and vacuum out the engine bay as best as possible and all the other stuff here. Kind of get her cleaned out. And then once I've done that, we'll see about getting new fuel line figured out from the tank up to the carburetor. Alrighty, belly pan's cleaned out about as best I could. Just like some sound deadening stuff that's down in there maybe. And so it's pretty cleaned out in there. Not bad at all. Stuff I found underneath, that was in the back compartment there. That's an old Massey Ferguson 236 spark plug. That's pretty cool. I bet that would be an original plug or a good used plug. And it came with a brand new Napa fuel filter, which is awesome because I probably need it. And then, so unfortunately, mice got to the front cover in the first few pages of the manual, but it's mostly still there. We probably lost 10 pages, unfortunately. Spark plug wrench. And then some more plugs in here. That's an NGK. That's a box for an NZK. That one is a Champion plug. I thought there was one more. Yeah, there it is. Oh no, it's a tool. But yeah, that's kind of what the gist of things that was in there. So yeah, I think I'll spin this thing over a few more times. Put the spark plugs back in. And then we're gonna hit it with a little bit of starting fluid. The cylinders are lubed, so don't hate me. But just to hear it pop, hopefully. And then I'm going to worry about fuel, I think. Getting fuel to it. And we might just put gas in it, but it's gotta be 20-to-1 for this thing. So I gotta mix that. And then we'll see about getting fuel up to the carburetor. Hopefully. That could be rough if the diaphragms are bad in the carburetor because you need it to pump fuel from the back end. So if that's a problem, we're gonna have to order parts and the snow will probably be gone by the time we're done, but maybe, just maybe, we can figure something out. Okay, plugs are back in. And so we're gonna get some starting fluid out and just shoot it in the carburetor, see what happens. Now I was sitting here thinking about something, starting up old snowmobiles and things like that in here. And I'm reminded of when I was, oh gosh, 12 or 13 years old. I was in here with Dad and he was trying to get his Polaris Indy 500 fired up. It's actually there in the back of the shop still. It started and then the throttle hung. And there's a mark over there on our shop door from where the windshield hit and cut in. You can't see any dents down there in the wood, which is good. But yeah, she hit. And yeah, Dad cussed a lot, yelled, and we pulled the snowmobile back and opened the door, fired it up, and I think that was the first time I ever rode a snowmobile actually. So yeah, that was a few years ago. We had a lot of snow that winter. My cousins came and rode with us for a while. It was a good year. We had a little blue Polaris Indy 340 we rode and Dad's 440. So that was good times. But yeah, we'll set you guys up here on a tripod. We'll see how this goes. Okay, we've got a chance. Let's do that one more time. Woo! We've definitely got fire. The choke hung up a little bit on me there. Now the real question is, can we repeat this? Probably not. I guess. We heard it run once, so I guess let's figure out getting fuel to it. All right guys, so I went and blew through the fuel line after I took it off the carburetor, and maybe this thing's a check valve. I don't think so. And there was no fuel there, but I could see some fuel down in the tank. Yeah, so I hate to even do anything there yet. So I just got done unhooking, or basically unbolting the seat, unscrewing the seat. And so we're gonna maybe pull this back cover off here too and see about running new fuel lines, because those are really hard up the old carburetor. And hopefully that kind of, you know, at least we know we'll have good-ish fuel supply if we're lucky. Things continue to escalate. But I mean, yeah, I took the tank cover off, it's sitting there. I dumped out what was left in the fuel tank, and it was very black, which it should be. It's got 2-stroke oil in it, but the standpipe, or, you know, I don't know what you would call this. I don't know. It goes from the inlet on the tank comes in from the top, and this reaches into the bottom of the tank and sucks it up. Sump, I don't know. That's what we're calling it. It broke off because it's old and rubber and gave up. So, gonna have to end up taking this fitting right here off. I'm grabbing a hold of the fitting on, let me see if I can get it. That fitting right there in the tank. There's 2 of them there side by side, actually. If my phone would kindly light the way. Yeah. But we need to take the left fitting that's down in there out, connect a new chunk of hose to it, and reinstall it. Which means I need to go find some really long needle nose pliers. I think I have some in a pickup out in the Quonset. So we're gonna go grab that, and then we'll get back to running new fuel lines. I might dump a little bit of gas down in here and shake this tank around some and rinse it too, because I mean, it's off, right? Might as well clean it right. And we really want this to run. I got good at phone call a minute ago too. My head is back for the 1206. So no more head gasket leak. And then I can get it running again. I got a new front dampener to put on it too. And it's going on a diet. Hopefully losing like 3,000 pounds off the back end, hopefully. It weighs 15,000 pounds with me in the seat. And that's a lot, because I'm planning on hauling it to Half Century of Progress in August. And I don't want to have to drag a 15,000 pound tractor all the way to Illinois. 12,000 pound, be a lot better. Okay, all new fuel lines are run. I sucked on the line and got fuel up to the carburetor. So we know that's good. Yeah, only thing really left to do is give a few yanks on this thing. Now I have to leave here in a minute because I gotta go start a fire. We gotta burn a trash pile, brush pile. So yeah, we're gonna have to leave in a little bit, but we're gonna yank on this a few times and see if anything happens. You just don't know until you try, I guess. Pray for the old diaphragms. Okay, that's mildly promising. The car blanket is messing with me. Well, we got that going pretty good. It'll get bigger here before too long. It's lit though, at least. Used to be all the trees and the old railroad right away down here. There's some good plains there. But yeah, as you can see, there's a pivot standing back there. Brand new to us, 1.5-year-old, formerly wrecked pivot. But we'll let that sucker burn for a while. I got a video all about this pivot and what we've been doing down here, so that's to be for another day. But let's go eat lunch and get back to the farm and work on a snowmobile. Definitely getting some fuel because I just got back out here from being gone for 2.5 hours and it acted like it wants to run. I have reverted to a different tactic here. So well guys, took a break. One had hyperventilated for a while. And read the Tillotson carburetor manual for an HD 49A carburetor. And I think the previous people that worked on this thing had the fuel lines hooked up backwards. They had the return hooked here, and it says this is the inlet, this is the fuel pump that goes into the crankcase, and then this one is your return. I had fuel hooked up to that one for some odd reason. See, it's got a real small orifice too on it. Oh my camera's dirty. Wow, real small orifice right there. So we're gonna put this thing back on and hopefully we actually get fuel now and maybe we have a chance at running. I don't know, we'll see. Let's move that. close. Just don't have quite enough hands to do this. Oh, wrist breaker. Woo. Well, while I was waiting, I put the seat back on just because I can. So now we're going to try to fire it up yet again. All right, guys, well, it's a new day. I let this thing sit overnight with fuel in the carburetor and things like that, and I think it might have softened the diaphragms up some, and they might actually be pumping, because I cranked on it and actually kind of acted like it was going to start up and run, so I stopped to grab the camera, because I didn't actually think it was going to start this morning. And so I'm going to set you guys up here, and we're going to see if this thing will fire up and idle. And then I can open the shop doors up. And then if it actually runs, we might take it for a spin outside. I didn't actually think this was gonna work. I kind of figured I was gonna be ordering a $75 carb kit for this thing, but hey, if it runs, right? So we'll set you guys back up here, and hopefully it cranks up like I thought it was getting ready to do. Switch has got to be on. honestly can't believe it.
It runs pretty darn good. Runs a lot better than the JDX8 I tried to bring back to life a few years ago. As you can see, not a lot of snow out here. Pretty much finding dirt. But it's sitting here running. And running pretty good at that. I'm really pleased. I don't think this thing has run in 35 years. So I am really, really excited to have this thing going again. I think we'll take her back to the yard. Pull in the shop now and try to clean it up a little bit. But yeah, she's a runner. Well, guys, she's a runner. You saw it. We ripped around on it. Seems to run pretty good. Really, truthfully, I need to stop here with this thing because it's going to need new crank seals and some stuff like that to keep it from sucking too much air in and running lean and burning up the motor. So we're just going to stop. I did dust it off here a little bit, and it looks pretty darn good. Could clean up around that porthole there and around the fuel tank filler neck and on the back end some, but that's just dust, honestly, on the back end. And same thing around this porthole here. And then I need to get another headlight bulb in it. But she's a runner. Might start accumulating some parts here to get crank seals in it, maybe rebuild the carburetor, some other stuff. But it runs pretty good, had plenty of power. Need to get the inside of the engine bay cleaned out some. It's kind of dirty. And then you know, I'd been starting it with the drill there, kind of, yeah, but most of the reason was we broke this off of the recoil. But I have a 300 here. Hopefully I can rob parts off of. But yeah, seems to run pretty good, but that's about it. She's a pretty good little thing. I'm excited about it, really happy it runs. Don't think it's running 35-ish years after talking to the guys I got it from. So we're real tickled, but that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. I've been really wanting to get this thing going for a long time, and I'm really, really tickled that it runs. But with that, guys, that'll be the end of this one. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm on all the social medias as @TMontyIH. Website's territorialtrading.com. We're always dragging in something new and different, so just stay tuned for that. But you guys have a good one. Go drag something out of the snow and get it running.